What's up everyone, my name's Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and welcome to another Gamepass and Review episode. However, this episode's going to be a little different. Instead of focusing on one Game Pass game, I'm going to do a bit of a rapid fire review for titles that I've started, but didn't really vibe with or just didn't like and put down. I tried to play them, but I did not finish them or put extensive amounts of time into them. So take these reviews with a little grain of salt. Maybe someone else on the channel wants to do a more comprehensive review if they enjoy the games, and I'll certainly let that happen. But these are just my initial impressions on some of the titles. Title number 1. We're going to start with the Falconeer, developed by Tomas Salah and published by Wired Productions as a launch title for the Xbox Series X and S. And oh boy, does this show this was a man-developed game. Visually, I can't fault it. When you're flying around, it looks gorgeous, and the technical specs are stunning, but the gameplay is rough. It does not control well, all in my opinion. The aerial combat is much better in games that clearly inspired this game, such as Panzer Dragoon. Currently sitting at a 62 on Metacritic with a 4.7 user score, and I can't argue with that. I think there could be a good game somewhere in here, but I can't recommend this title at all. It was just added to Game Pass. I tried it out, did not like it. I think you guys should skip this one. I know it just released some DLC. I don't think it's made any substantial improvements to the game. I can't imagine that it's ever going to get to a place where it's good. So, can't recommend this. Second title, Yakuza 0, developed by Sega, Ryoga Gotoku Studio, and Amusement Vision, published by Sega in 2015. Now, as someone who loved Yakuza Like a Dragon and gave it my Game of the Year award, I was excited to go back and try the older Yakuza titles. I knew the combat system was different, but I also know that they're held in high regard. But I dropped this one pretty quick. The brawling style combat feels sluggish, inconsistent, and overall not great to play. I really wanted to dive into the world of Yakuza and experience Kiryu's story, but I just can't do this combat for 60 plus hours for 6 games. I hope future Yakuza titles just stick with the turn-based that we saw in Like a Dragon, or they separate the series and have Kiryu's combat over here and Ichiban turn-based over here. I will go down the one path, but I cannot play this. I won't say I don't recommend it, because there's certainly people out there that are going to love this. I'm sure the story is absolutely fantastic, but by all accounts, other than mine, it's great. I just can't get over the combat. So it's a try it and see if you like it game. Number 3, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, developed by Playtonic Games and published by Team 17/Sold Out Software. Playtonic's a studio that I really like, in theory. It's made up of former developers of Banjo-Kazooie, one of my favorite games ever. Their first outing was Yooka-Laylee and received mixed reception, but perhaps being too similar to the aforementioned title. Whether that's a bad thing, it's up to you. Personally, I would prefer them to just try to rip off Banjo-Kazooie and give us something similar to Yooka-Laylee, but the Impossible Lair changes directions and makes Yooka-Laylee a side-scrolling 2D platformer similar to Donkey Kong Country. And the game was received really well, but for me, I'd much rather have the style of the original. I don't like the 2D platformer. I've never liked 2D platformers, and I didn't like their switch to this. The style of the game just didn't work for me. It's incredibly difficult, and I really hope that the next series, I get this as a spin-off, but I hope the next entry returns to the previous roots, goes back to the 3D platforming collectathon, Banjo-inspired ripoff that we know and like. Again, I don't say I don't recommend it. There's certainly people who will love this title. I know it's highly regarded, so there are people that do like this title. It's on Game Pass. If you want a difficult 2D platformer, I'd say check it out, but for me, it's not for me. And the final game we're going to talk about today is Tetris Effect Connected, the enhanced with multiplayer version of Tetris Effect, which was developed by Monstars and Rionair and published by Enhanced Games in 2018. I mean, there's not really much to say. It's Tetris with an amazing soundtrack, and colors are blasting in your face the whole time. If you obviously have epilepsy or some seizure-triggering illness, I do not recommend this game, because it will certainly trigger your illness. But I really like the music while playing it. The colors get a little overwhelming, even for me. They kind of hurt my eyes after a while. But what's really enjoyable in this game is the multiplayer. You can team up with your friends to face AI, and I think that's really the most fun you can get out of the game is when you're all playing your own individual Tetris boards, and then they connect into one big one, and you have to work together to take down the boss. That's a lot of fun. If you just want a chill, relaxing game and something you can play, for 10 minutes while you're waiting for dinner to cook, I would say pick up Tetris Effect Connected. It's easy to get into. It's a game that we all know, love, and is timeless, and it puts a new spin on it to allow you to have fun with friends. So, the Falconeer, Yakuza 0, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, Tetris Effect Connected. Those are my opinions on those 4 Game Pass titles that I only put a little amount of time into. But I liked some of them, didn't like the other ones. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. My name has been Kevin, aka the Muffin Man. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Bye.